Hello and welcome back to Metal Gear Rex. Guys, it is 3 days after the wonderful mishap of not being able to take the J-pipe off. That happened on Sunday. We took a break, talked to a couple of people, talked to a friend whose friend actually has a shop down the street. So I'm actually getting everything geared up. We're gonna head over to the shop. We're gonna get all the parts put on. I've got the custom tune. That's ready to go. I don't really expect anything to go wrong. The man's got a shop. He knows how to take off some bolts. I think it's gonna be pretty easy. And this is just hopefully he'll let me film in the shop, which I really don't think it's a problem. It's actually just gonna be me, a friend of mine, and his shop buddy. So we're going to get the J pipe on, the mid pipe on, the exhaust, which really that's all that's left. And I'm still really upset that I was not able to take the bolts off. But stick around. Today is gonna be nothing but just getting the car just ready to go so we can start some data logging for our tuner. So stick around and I'll see you in a little bit. So guys, I'm back at home and I'm actually just going to narrate over the footage that I took at the shop. They didn't really have a problem with us recording there, but things happen, so we kind of just try to let everybody concentrate as much as we could. I'll let some of the audio play in the background from the clips themselves. It's kind of a low volume, so you can kind of hear some of the chit chat. There really wasn't a whole lot. So the shop is Fisher Performance and Hot Rods down here in Festus by me. It's my buddy's friend's shop. He's owned it for almost 10 years. Great guys. It was him and his dad. It felt like it reminded me of my own dad, actually. It was a fun experience. It was a nice, calm experience. I was with them at the shop pretty much the whole day, and we all kind of everybody gave a shot trying to fix what ended up happening. And like I originally said in the beginning of the video, it's supposed to be pretty quick. There really shouldn't have been any major hiccups, except we did have lots of major hiccups. One of them was actually the rounded nut that I accidentally rounded a little bit at home, and here's this really awesome Fox Body Mustang that they're working on, this twin turbo. Apparently it's supposed to be running like 700 horsepower or something. I did take a walk around the shop, just kind of look around, see what they got. It was a pretty cool shop. They had a lot of really awesome stuff. I'm not familiar with every kind of engine out there or every kind of car part, and they just had big engines everywhere. I don't know what their plan is for this stuff, but they got some plans. So you can see it didn't really take them very long to take off all of the exhaust bits and most of the J-pipe. He actually left a piece of the front piece of the J-pipe so that it made it a little easier to work on. So here they're working on getting the top two bolts out and one of the studs that's stuck. And with the rounding of the bolt, it was kind of a pain in the ass. It didn't take them very long to do, but as you can see, some of the studs did break here. I think I did zoom in on. See, there we go. One of the studs. That's the bottom stud. That's actually the stud that got stuck. So that did break in here.
I don't really expect anything to go wrong.
And then trying to fix my mistake. I did start rounding it when I was at home, but the back end of it was not so bad. We ended up going and getting a couple of bolt extractors, and you can see here one of the studs. They were trying to turn just the stud with the bolt on it, and it just snapped because apparently these are Super Garbo studs. So now we have the long arduous task of trying to take off the last stud, and that's the bottom left stud on the turbo housing. And they tried everything, with the PB blast, try to heat it up, and you'll see it's so much drama happened with this one stud. I think probably the entire time that it was there, I'd say about 2 hours was trying to get that stud out. We still don't really understand why it was stuck, but there was definitely a few times where I thought that we were gonna make it. And you can see, like, it's not even all of it. It's just maybe like a third of the stud from the back end, a third of the last third half, maybe like 3 threads just stuck. You would turn it a little bit, and then it would just completely stop turning. So then they decided to break off a piece of it because the section where you can actually turn the stud also broke again. They decided to weld the nut to the front to see if that would give us enough leverage to turn the stud.
Watch your eyes, all right?
All right.
Spoiler alert, it did not work. It actually, the nut just ripped right off. So we ended up grinding a little bit more of the stud down to give it like a flat surface. And they were gonna weld a second nut a little bit closer in, because like basically at this point, more and more of the stud is breaking off. They're just trying to clean it up so that they can have a nice clean weld with another stud. Or sorry, not another stud, with another nut.
I don't really expect anything to go wrong.
Basically, we're going on about an hour and a half now on.
I don't really expect anything to go wrong.
Just start drilling through it, because at this point nothing is working. The stud keeps breaking, and you know it's like I think we were coming up. I think this was like right after lunchtime, and I was like, let's just whatever we need to do, let's just get it out. I already had new hardware. We had new nuts. We had new studs and everything new, so we didn't really have to worry about it. And well, let's say there was a lot of drilling. We finally got to the point where it was so much of it had been drilled out that I think he started just hammer and chiseling it to see if he could push the outside lip in a little bit to give him like a good grip with his vice grips maybe. So that was at least the initial attempt. And just a little bit more hammering and chiseling, and I think okay, here, what we did was you actually got some extractors. So after they drilled a hole inside, they put this extractor in there, and it's supposed to grip onto it and turn, but as you can see, it's still not working.
Wow.
And I've got most of this fast forwarded, but I didn't want to delete it because he did so much work. So I wanted to at least have it in the video. And it's still the same. They're trying to make the hole a little bit bigger. They're trying to get the extractors in there. And they have different size extractors that they tried. None of them really worked. This is when he started going at it with the screwdriver and the hammer. Just try to push up the sides of it to a point to where he could maybe grab it.
That's it. It's out.
It's all gone. Is that wow?
That's what was
Oh my
left.
god.
You can see how much of this
That's
is left.
all that
Look at
was
this.
left in there.
It's
Yep.
literally nothing of a stud. The rest of the stud is actually in completely ground up pieces on the floor right underneath the car from all the drilling. And that is what kept us from being able to install the J-pipe for almost 2 hours. And here, I'll put up a picture of what this stud is supposed to look like and what it looked like afterward. So here, as you can see, finally we're at a point where we can start bolting on the new stuff. Cody put in the studs. We got the new studs, and we got new nuts, new hardware. Everything is in. The J-pipe is finally on. At least the first part of the J-pipe is on. As you can see, look at that. Looks great. Nice, clean, the way it's supposed to be. And he's got the mid-pipe on. And from here, I'm just going to let the video play out. And it's kind of like a finishing touches montage, you could say. It's a little loud. Just a little bit. It may be a little obnoxious. Probably should have went with the resonators. It's about 17 pounds of boost. I mean, it quiets down under 2,000, like 2,000 RPM, 2,500 RPM on the low. It does quiet down, but you know, that's kind of how it is. Hey guys, just got home from the performance shop. Everything is on the car. The car runs great, sounds incredibly loud, and probably just a tad bit obnoxious. Probably should have went with the resonators. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going out and we're going to confirm a couple of things on the tune, and we're going to be doing some data logging for the e-tuner and make sure we get him the information that he needs. He's been waiting for a couple of days. He actually sent me the tune on Sunday. It is now Wednesday, so we're a little behind. So we're going to be doing all that, and I will have some actual sound clips, and we'll go over what we put on and how everything looks. And you'll see in this video, well, you saw in this video how messed up everything was. Like, things did get a little wild at the shop. And shout out to Fisher Performance and Hot Rods. They did a fantastic job. They were really nice. They're over here in Herculaneum if you live down in St. Louis. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, take it easy.